Hey, good morning, everybody. It is April 21st, Flex Friday, and good morning to all. Got some more NBA player props for y'all here today on PrizePicks. And to recap yesterday really quick, we went 4-2, so gave out 6 picks, hit 4 of them, once again throughout the De'Aaron Fox under first half points play, and once again it cashed. That thing's kind of just a paper printer. I've taken it since the playoffs, both games for the playoffs, I've taken it. It's went under both times. It's probably going to drop to 11.5 next week, so be cautious. But anyways, went 4-2, so not a terrible day yesterday. Nice bounce back from the 2-4 day we had the day before. We were kind of letting our losses catch up to our wins in the record book. So small breath of fresh air yesterday. Spencer Dinwiddie and Malik Monk are the only ones that did not quite get us there. And also another recap of yesterday, which I'll continue to do this for you guys, but I asked y'all to put in your locks of the day in the comments, and man, 3 of y'all dropped them in there and did not disappoint. Right here we got Junior Garcia went Curry over 4.5 3-pointers made and Harden over 2.5 3-pointers made. Boom, cashed it. Both of those plays cashed for you. Jay McGain, Tobias Harris over 14.5 points, Torrey Craig over 9 points. Cashed both of those. Good job to you. David Poindexter, Cameron Johnson over 15 points, Tyrese Maxey over 18 points. Cashed both of those. You tell those, you're going 6 for 6. Hell of a job there, hell of a job. And that's kind of why I asked, because I actually did tail a couple of those that you guys put out. That's why I asked for, insight from the outside. So awesome job, y'all. Keep dropping those in the comments. Kicking ass with those so far. 6 for 6 on y'all's picks down in the comment section. Love it. So for today, we'll hop right into it. Check out the games that we got. 3 games, of course. I'm going to continue taking my favorite from each team. And I actually have an extra one I want to throw in at the end just because I couldn't not throw it in. I just like it too much. So for the first one, we got Boston traveling over to Atlanta. So Atlanta has home court advantage now, 228 over under, Boston by 5. So hopefully this stays competitive. And for our first pick, we will be looking at, it's going to be a repeat from last time. Some people hate it, some people love it. If it's working and I like the cushion, I'm going to take it. It's going to be Derek White once again on his fantasy score. We absolutely destroyed this line their last time they played. It was at 29.5, and he put up 46, and then they only raised it a point, which is kind of ridiculous. I could see him raising it up some more, but look, he has not gone under 44 since he's played Atlanta in the playoffs. Like I said, this 3.5, of course, he only played a couple minutes. That was regular season, so don't mind that. But I can't believe this line is still so low. This is probably my favorite play of the day right here. I'm taking Derek White over 30.5. Fantasy score, like I said, look, he breaks 44 and 46 the last 2 times they played. And to be honest, the reason for this, I think, is just Atlanta just plays too fast for their own good. Guys on the other side of the ball are able to have big games that usually kind of have, mediocre to mid games. They're able to have big games because the pace of the game is so fast. Atlanta just plays so fast and so little defense. They just shoot themselves in the foot. So it's a great opportunity for guys like Derek White to take advantage like he has been. So give me Derek White over his 30.5 fantasy score. Next play, other side of the ball. Don't love this play just because I've been burned on him before for doing exactly what I'm about to do now. But it's DeJounte Murray. I like the over on his fantasy score, 38.5 here. First 2 games against Boston, he breaks 50 both times. So breaks 50. And the fantasy score line, of course, is set at 12 below 50. So, like I said, I absolutely love it. If I hadn't been burned by him before, then I would love it more. But I've done exactly this, where the track record looks good, building up to it, and then bam, I take it and he goes under. But I still like it. He in his first 2 games, he's gotten 3 steals and 4 steals, which is awesome for this fantasy score. Of course, those are worth 3 apiece, so that tacked on an extra 9 points and then an extra 12 points. So love that. And like I said, this fantasy score, that's why he's been breaking it so much. Those steals are just absolutely killing it for him. It's hard for, and as far as the points go, 24 and 25 field goals attempted. 24 and 25, he has absolutely been throwing the rock up. I do say it goes down a little today with them being at home. I think Trae Young does better at home. So that's also kind of why this scares me. I'm afraid Trae Young might finally catch back up to what he's used to doing. DeJounte Murray shot 7 from 13 from the 3 at the last game. So, coming back home, I think he continues to show out. So that will be all for that game. All right, and for game 2, we are traveling over to New York where the Cavs go to take on the Knicks. Hopefully this game doesn't blow out like it did last time. We got a 211.5 over under. Knicks by 1.5 despite getting reamed on the last game. So first pick right here. We're going to go back to Donovan Mitchell. We just fell short of his fantasy score last time. And he didn't even have that great of a game, and he just barely hit his under fantasy score, but that's not what I'm taking here. What I'm going to take is going to actually be his 10.5 rebounds and assists here is what I like. In the first 2 games, he's going to put up 13 and then 15 rebounds and assists. So 13 and 15. So he doesn't put this up a ton, if I'm being completely honest. He doesn't put this up a ton throughout the season. But against the Knicks, he is absolutely killing it. He plays them 6 times this year. He clears this number 4 of 6 times against the Knicks. And the 2 times he falls short, he just fell short. So it's not like he had, went under by a ton. Just fell short with 9. And I really hate to not take his points. His points line is set at 29.5, and not necessarily like just his points, but even like his PRA or his fantasy score. I hate to not touch it because of, he is who he is, but, just the fact that it's the playoff game on the road and he's coming off of one of his lower scoring games, traveling over to New York, I just don't think it's very safe at the moment. I think this is a little safer in case he can't get the ball in the hole again. We rely on these other categories that he's hit a little more consistently. So that's what I like there. Hop over to the other side of the ball. Let me hop over here and get DeJounte Murray on the slip for us so we don't miss him here. And then Donovan Mitchell. All right, and then next side of the ball, we're going to go look at Jalen Brunson. So I really like the over on his fantasy score here, 37.5. In game 1, he puts up 37.4, so he falls short of this line literally by 0.1. And in that game, he shot 29%. And in 30-plus minute games, he has not shot 29% in all of 2023. So this whole year of 2023, when he plays a full game of 30 or more minutes, he has never shot. That is like historically bad this year for him. So I'm going to say he doesn't do that again. Playing at home now, I think, and then in game 2, of course, he gets back in the swing, drops 45. So now he's back at home looking to take a 2-1 lead. Give me the over on this all day. That's another one of my favorites on the day right here. So take Jalen Brunson over his 37.5 fantasy. For our next game, we've got Denver traveling over to Minnesota, take on the Timberwolves. 223 over under, Denver by 2.5. So this first one for Denver is going to be over in the first half category. If you're new to PrizePicks, look up here at the sports categories. You're going to hop over here to NBA 1H. That is the first half. And we're going to be looking at Mr. Jamal Murray. And it's actually going to be his more than a half free throw made in the first half. So kind of a different one here, but I really like it. In game 1, he drops 2. In game 2, he drops 4. Don't mind this one with Houston 0. He barely played. I think he played like 9 minutes in that. So we didn't really get a full first half that he usually does. But he in the first half, he's shooting on these first 2 games 10 field goals and 12 field goals. So he throws the ball up quite a bit in the first half. He's averaging 17 to 20 minutes throughout his last, 10, 15 games. 17 to 20 minutes is what he averages in the first half. When he does see that 17 or more minutes, he clears this line 7 of his last 9 and hits it the last 4 in a row that he plays 17 or more minutes, hits this his last 4 in a row and clears it 7 of 9 times. So, I think he stays aggressive getting down there, and those big guys, Rudy, Aaron Gordon, Cat, I think he's able to get a couple fouls off of them and get to the line a couple times. So give me the over on his first half, over a half free throw made for Jamal Murray. All right, other side of the ball. We're going to go Anthony Edwards, and it's going to be this is going to be a full gamer. And what we're going to be looking at here for Anthony Edwards is going to be more than 2.5 3-pointers made. So in game 1, he only drops 1. It was kind of an off game for him. He played 28 minutes, shot 1 for 4 from the 3 line. Shooting 4 from only 4 3-point attempts isn't really average for him. In game 2, he shoots 6 of 10 from 3. This year, he averages 7.3 3-point attempts per game and sinks 2.7 of those on average. So 2.7. So his average is above our line here. Like I said, he's coming back home, should be playing from behind. They're down 0-2. I think it's going to be kind of the same boat Steph Curry was in last night. Coming back home, he's a shooter, and he got his team out of the slump that they were in. I think Anthony Edwards does the same thing here. He's going to look to shoot this ball from 3. I'm gonna say he shoots upwards of 10 again, not only 4 times like he did in the first one. When he plays 25 or more minutes at home, he clears this line of 2.5 7 of his 8 last times. So the last 8 games, he's played 25 or more minutes at home, which he should. He hits this 7 of 8 times. So give me the over right here on Anthony Edwards 3-pointers made. And then just as an extra pick, because I would hate for it to go unsaid, we're going to be looking at Cat, and it's going to be just right here simply over his 9 rebounds. And not too much stats behind this other than it's just a really low line, I feel like. He has not gone under this since the play-in tournament started. So against the Lakers, OKC, now 2 games against Denver. I mean, he's showing up to play. He's grabbing boards. I just feel like this line is just a little low. Against game 1 against Denver, 10. Next game 2, 12. I don't know why this line is not at 10 or 10.5. But, it is what it is. I'm not complaining. At 9, I'm taking it. So give me the over on that as well. Like I said, so that brings us to 7 picks. Like I said, that one was just kind of too I'm just not sure why it's set so low. So 7 picks right there. Quick recap. We'll go Derek White over his 30.5 fantasy score. DeJounte Murray over his 38.5 fantasy score. Donovan Mitchell over his 10.5 rebounds and assists. Jalen Brunson over his 37.5 fantasy score. Jamal Murray over his first half of a free throw made. And Anthony Edwards over his 2.5 3-pointers made. And for the last pick, it's going to be Karl Anthony Towns over his 9 rebounds. So lock them in, guys. Let me know what you think about them. Hopefully, continue to make some more money tonight. And absolutely keep dropping y'all's lock of the day in the comments section. You guys are absolutely killing it. Keep throwing them in there so I can tail them as well. Don't forget today's Flex Friday. Don't forget to throw in your favorite flex play, take advantage. Like I said, I might just do that with y'all's picks. I mean, if I would have done that with y'all's yesterday, taking all 6 of them, we would have went 6 for 6. So, slap like on the video, sub to the channel if you like it. Thanks, guys. Later.